how do I transform someone else's PowerPoint into my own unique, congruent, and persuasive talk. That is exactly what we'll be covering in this video. My name is Roberto Monaco here with the Chiro Speaking Company. Before I share with you my 7-step process, I want to be super clear. If you know anything about our company and what we do, we are all about helping doctors of chiropractic to develop their own talks so that they love the presentation, they are congruent with the message, and that message is a reflection of the beliefs and values. Now, I also understand that in chiropractic, there's a lot of companies and services that give you PowerPoint templates. They say, hey, I've done the research for you, and they charge for it. Now, what I notice is that a lot of doctors, they get those PowerPoints and they freeze because they open up the file, they're anywhere from 50 to 100 slides, and now they go, man, I have to learn this information, I have to memorize everything, it's too much. And you know what they do? Either A, they give up speaking, they don't speak at all, or B, they do a talk that they don't like, it's not congruent, and they spend all this time and energy and the conversions are terrible. Roberto, how do you know that? Well, because they reach out to me asking for help. That's why I'm recording this video. So I want to make sure I'm super clear that one, what we teach and do is kind of like, hey, I want to teach how to develop your own talk. B, I am not anti-services like that. I'm not at all, because I think there's value in the services because they save you a lot of time in research. Let's put it this way. But I'm going to share with you how you get a PowerPoint and how you make that PowerPoint, that presentation your own. Okay, number one, 7 steps. Get a pen and paper so you can write it down. Number one. Step number 1, you put the PowerPoint away. So, Roberto, are you crazy? I have the presentation right there. Put it away, don't touch, don't open. All right? Because if you open, you're gonna be like, man, should I, oh, this is cool, should I learn this? Oh, that's a cool concept. Man, I like these statistics, and you're gonna get caught up on the talk. Just put it away, step number 1. All right? Step 2, I want you to figure out your offer, because sometimes the offer on the PowerPoint is different than your offer in your own office. Because I noticed that man, you can ask 100 different chiropractors, they have 100 different practices, and how they practice, all different. So personally, you gotta figure out, what is my offer? Right? What is my offer? Am I closing for a product? Am I closing for chiropractic care? I'm closing for both. So you gotta figure out in your own practice, what is your offer? Right? Because sometimes those slides, they don't build enough need for your own unique offer in your office. Does that make sense? That's why it doesn't work. So we start with the end in mind. Hey, what's my offer? Number 2. Number 3, once you're super clear about your offer, ask yourself, okay, what is the key message of my talk? What is the big idea here? An easy way to explain is, what do I want my audience to believe in order to sign up for my offer, right? What do I want them to believe? Like, for example, I was doing a talk the other day for a group, and the whole big idea was that you are just one presentation away, right, from having the life of your dreams. Just one talk away. Because when you have one amazing talk, man, you can make a lot of money, help a lot of people. So that was I want them to believe that. So in your presentation specifically, what do you want them to believe specifically, so that's gonna cause them to take the next step with you, which is your offer. All right? So step number 1, put the PowerPoint away. Number 2, figure out your offer. Number 3, define your key message of your presentation. Okay? What do you want them to believe? Number 4, now you get a pen and paper, you are going to outline. Hey, you know our offer, I know exactly my key message, or my major core idea of my talk, then I'm going to outline. Now, when it comes to organizing a presentation, right, there's many different ways. As a matter of fact, in our event, Influencing from the Front, I spent 8 hours on it, on the whole process. So I'm gonna give in 1 minute here, just gonna give you some ideas. So think in terms of like if you're having a coffee with your buddy and you have a discussion, think how the conversation go, right? So in speaking, one of the frameworks is, let's say I'm drinking coffee with you, I'm talking about a problem. I talk about the problem first. Then I talk about, the impact of the problem has had in people's lives. Then I talk about the cause of the problem, right? So once I talk about the problem, I talk about the impact of the problem, the emotional impact, the financial impact, the strategic impact. I talk about the cause of the problem. Then what? I create the need for the solution. I talk about how the solution works, specifically give details. I prove that works. And then the next step is what? My offer. So but there's many different frameworks. One of them that I encourage you to think about it, just like in a conversation. Hey, have you noticed this problem? Right? We're having this problem right now. And then this problem is causing all these impacts. And until you fix the cause, you won't be able to solve the problem. So here's how we do it, my solution. Here's how it works. Here's the proof that works. Do you want that? Yes. Here's my offer. Right? So that's you just outline. Right? Step 4. Now, step 5, once you outline literally in a piece of paper or on a whiteboard, then I want you to go and stop and look at your own life, your own experiences in your practice, and I want you to find stories and examples to illustrate that outline. Right? So because now it becomes easy. Now talk is easy, right? Because you're finding stories, illustrations from your own life. So once you have this framework, you have your own stories. I'm going to talk about Mr. Smith's story. I want to talk about Roberto's story. I want to talk about so-and-so's story. Now, you know those stories. And now you personalize the talk. Then, only then, step 6, I'm going to revisit the slides. I'm going to open up them and I say, you know what? To illustrate my problem here, I'm going to borrow these slides, these statistics, this study. Oh yeah, the solution is the same. They explain very well here. So now I pull from my slides, I pull from it some concept, ideas, some research, some statistics that is already done and I use on my talk. Right? Because now it's easy, because now I have what? A structure, a framework. And then step 7, what you do, you spend the majority of your time. If you're just like me, you don't have a lot of time, but the time that you have, you spend on what? On rehearsing out loud the presentation instead of like messing around the slides and putting a new study and changing the font and adding a picture. Now spend out loud rehearsing, because by the time you go in front of an audience, you're going to have so much passion, congruency, eye contact, energy, and you won't speak to inform anymore. You will speak to transform. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching this video here on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And if you want to learn more about our services, just go to chirospeaking.com. We talk soon. Bye-bye.